No justice! No peace!
Swear we gon' die every day. They said Jesus gon' save us. Well, I know we die if we wait. I know we die if he can't. They tell us we black, but we ain't. Aboriginal, native, yeah, we gon' die every day. Cause we don't know where we came. We been here, lived here, open borders, got deported, fought for rights. Kidnapped, bitch slapped, blacked out, covered up, washed white. Drugged up, slugged up, beat bread, left for dead, fuck your life. It's all a plan, kill your man, take your land, slave your kids, rape your wife. Why y'all look so mad if all this shit I say is true? Why y'all look so mad if all this shit happen to you? White man quick to tell you was a slave, nothing before. But he himself only been free since 1840. On recording, I'm an ancient Egyptian from Atlantis, headed straight for Canada, that's Israel. Nothing fake about me, no capping, rapping, I just fed the ink and I'm digital. No caveman, I'm original. Kentucky fried, extra crispy, wear a lot of gold cause my family history. I'm the guy to know, I bring death to history. Swear we gon' die every day. They said Jesus gon' save us. Well, I know we die if we wait. I know we die if he can't. They tell us we black, but we ain't. Aboriginal, native, yeah, we gon' die every day. Cause we don't know where we came. Swear we gon' die every day. They said Jesus gon' save us. Well, I know we die if we wait. I know we die if he can't. They tell us we black, but we ain't. Aboriginal, native, yeah, we gon' die every day. Cause we don't know where we came. Power, only respect power. Respect power. What's been said can't be said no louder. Stand for something or you die a coward. They bombed our churches, set our kids on fire. Police keep erasing cause they backed up by the nation. Nation ain't complaining cause them Indians still hanging. Comanche, Sioux, Apache, ain't no history in blackness. No reason for that chatting if you bitch up when it's action. AR on my body, tell the bro to grab the shot. It loading up that new edition, finna hit him with this bobby. I can't shoot the shit, but 30 shouldn't miss. 54 races, 100 for his clique. Anytime in prison, they don't want the shit. They don't want the problems. Snitches get the stick. Talking all that hatred, end up running like a bitch. Quick to call the laws, quick to play the vid. Swear we gon' die every day. They said Jesus gon' save us. Well, I know we die if we wait. I know we die if he can't. They tell us we black, but we ain't. Aboriginal, native, yeah, we gon' die every day. Cause we don't know where we came. Swear we gon' die every day. They said Jesus gon' save us. Well, I know we die if we wait. I know we die if he can't. They tell us we black, but we ain't. Aboriginal, native, yeah, we gon' die every day. Cause we don't know where we came.
Secret societies exposed. Did you know that a lot of African American people are actually just American people? Yeah, just American people, Indigenous American people, Native American people, Aboriginal American people, organic to the land American people. I'm going to tell you a little story. Once upon a time, long ago, long before any honkies, pale faces, or crackers existed on the planet Earth, dark-skinned, woolly-haired, heavily melanated beings inhabited every square inch of the planet Earth, long before the land masses even shifted. One more time. Dark-skinned, woolly-haired, heavily melanated beings inhabited every square inch of the planet Earth, long before the continents even shifted. So in 1492, when Christopher Columbus and his Spanish conquistador buddies came over here under the Spanish Inquisition and the doctrine of discovery and discovered a land that had already been inhabited for millions of years, that had a highly developed, highly advanced civilization already here, they found highly melanated, woolly-haired, copper-complected people. the organic to the land original people of the Americas, with a highly developed civilization. There's actually more pyramids on this side than there is on that side. In fact, the pyramids over here are older than the ones at Giza. The pyramids over here are older than the ones at Giza. You know what the original name for Mexico City is? Teotihuacan. Teotihuacan. Tehuti, Thoth, the Egyptian god, the pyramid of the sun, Quetzalcoatl, Teotihuacan. That's right. That's why a lot of your African American friends, if you ask them about their ancestry, they'll tell you that they're Creek or Cherokee or Blackfoot, or they have Indian in their family. That's right, because most so-called African American people are actually American people, Native American people, Aboriginal American people, organic to the land American people. Secret societies exposed. I love you guys.
Was two Egypts. So you had the new Egypt, which is overseas. But the first Egypt was actually in the Americas. And many people do not know this. And I also want to point out as well that, you know, you've heard the term, most people think it's a theory, but I can tell you from cosmic knowledge that it's a very real thing. This planet has been recreated 7 times. And so during the time period, during those 7 times that the planet had been created, Egypt was in different places on Kai. Okay? And so with Egypt being in a different place on Kai, you can begin to start researching old world maps where they were speaking about the very first Egypt. If you guys look at the Mississippi River is actually the first Nile River that took place. And we also, if you look at Memphis, Tennessee, this isn't the Memphis overseas is not the same as the Memphis in the States, but they put a lot of information out there for us to see that's been hidden in plain sight.
Jackie Chan exposes the real way that Bruce Lee died.
There was all kind of conspiracy theories. People thought the triads, the mafia, had something to do with it. It was said that his family had a curse, his father had a curse, that he passed on to Brandon. And what is your belief on how he passed away?
What's the story in the West? I don't know.
Oh, you don't know the story in the West? That there was
how Bruce Lee died.
They said it was a couple.
Yeah.
They said he upset it because of his success in the film industry and taking the martial arts around the world, that he upset it, the triads, mafia organization.
No.
Okay, that wasn't true. The other said that he was fighting a curse that was... No, that's not true.
Not
okay.
true.
So what? So can you?
That news in the public. I think in the old days, 30 years ago, because the communication not fast enough.
Yeah.
There's no internet. Nobody knows. He died in somebody's house. Yeah, that's everybody knows. He died in somebody's house. My boss go to pick him up, and then send him to the hospital. Then that's the true thing.
That's the true thing.
Of course, you can find out more. I don't want to say in detail.
Yeah.
You find out the detail yourself.
Do the dive myself.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's in the public in Hong Kong. Google's everybody knows. Yeah, everybody knows what happened. It's whenever I travel around, Bruce Lee died by somebody murder. No. Curse. No, nothing. Just normal die in somebody's house. That's all.
That's an interesting question. What do you mean by that?
Well, like, there are like white people that have like been disenfranchised like recently, like
recently is the key. Recently is the key.
Well, the country like deindustrialized, right? So like a lot of people in like manufacturing jobs and stuff, like
right.
were affected.
But so to your question, I think you have to understand what the word reparations means first. So reparations, you are repairing something that you have broken. You are paying for something that you were supposed to pay for. I'm not saying that there aren't people living in America today who are suffering and are going through pain and strife because of what's happening when it comes to, machines taking jobs, factories becoming industrialized, etc. But reparations is a specific conversation about a specific time in America, and that is black people were slaves. You know what I mean? I've even heard people say like, oh, but there were some of the Irish who were indentured. Like, yeah, slavery. Look at the numbers, look at the time, look at the level of work. You could not work toward your freedom. For most black people in America, this was a time when you lived and died as a slave. And so that's what reparations is about. And so I hear what you're saying, but I think that's a completely separate conversation that needs to be had about the now. Because if you are not careful, what you then do is you combine everybody's suffering into the same bowl, and you make it seem like all injustices have the same weighting, and they don't. Just like crimes. You know, theft isn't the same as murder. We don't try them the same way. And as much as there is a white person who's suffering today, I feel for anybody who's suffering, because I know what it's like to be poor. I know what it's like to suffer. I didn't come from a wealthy family. We struggled when I was growing up. But I also understand that there are levels of that suffering. You know, and so sometimes white people, it does block a white person, because you go white privilege, and the person goes, I'm poor and I'm white. Where's the privilege? You know, white people are like, I wish I could activate my white privilege. I wish I could do it right now. White privilege, give me something. I get that. I get that. Trust me, I get it. It is hard to accept that you have benefits because of the color of your skin if you cannot see the benefits that you have. But the thing I try to explain to a person is, think of it more like golf. Don't think of it as privilege, then think of it like a handicap. Right? In golf, they acknowledge that you are in a position where you need so many advantages to be competitive in the game. Right? So what they say is you have a handicap of 15, so that means like you're going to be hitting from this tee and you get more chances to get the ball in, because we understand the position you're in. And if you're a black person in America, from slavery, from day one, the number of injustices that have held black people back in America amount to an insurmountable, like you look at black people's freedom, you look at black people's land, just land alone. The amount of wealth you can acquire over time if you own land is exponential, because you have the land, you have the fact that you can borrow based on the land, you have the fact that you can use the money that you have borrowed to grow more wealth, you can use it to grow your family's wealth. Just taking that away from black people alone is crippling them. And so you combine that with slavery, and then you look at Jim Crow laws. You didn't let black people in America live in the areas that they wanted to live in. They couldn't get loans from the banks that they wanted to get loans from. And then on top of that, when they started getting the loans from American banks were found to be giving them higher interest rates, when in fact they were the same risk as many of the other races that they were giving loans to. So when you combine all of those things, I think it's safe to say that black Americans have a conversation that they need to be having with the United States. Doesn't involve me, doesn't involve white people, it's like, yo, American government, meet the black people. That's it. Have that conversation.
So the Russian ship that I was talking about yesterday that was shot up by the Portuguese Navy, as it had entered the Atlantic yesterday on the east coast of the United States, and up to last week it was up in Portugal, which it was 1,300 kilometers west of an island Flores that was in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. As the ship heads further and further down closer to Cuba, there was a lot going on yesterday when people were saying that the warship was off the east coast of the United States. But when I put the information out there, I got called a liar and said I got all my sources from Rumble, which is a lie. So I'm going to prove that other people was even talking about it right now.
Have Russian warships armed with hypersonic nuclear missiles parked just off the east coast of the United States. I repeat, Russian warship armed with hypersonic nuclear missiles, just like Medvedev threatened 2 weeks ago, apparently now is a reality according to my sources, which I will disavow towards the end of the video. I give full credit where credit is due, and there's a YouTube channel who disseminated this information first, and I plan on giving them full credit for doing so in just a minute. They also talked about how there was a Russian warship that's been just off the Hawaiian coast, 24 miles, in fact, in accordance with international law. You have to be 22 miles away from any nation's coastline if you're a military ship, and that is, in fact, mainstream news. So Russian intelligence is collecting some sort of information or doing some sort of recon mission out there. We also have this data point. Russia is now engaged in a real war with the West, according to the foreign minister, Sergei Lavrov. Up until this point, it's been considered a hybrid war. A hybrid war is called fifth generation warfare. In fifth generation warfare, this is a way for nuclear powers to fight with one another without it going to the strategic level. Because once two nuclear powers engage in a conventional war, a direct war that's not a proxy war with one another, the risk of it escalating to the nuclear level is high. That's when we're talking DEFCON 2, DEFCON 1 stuff. Up until this point, it's been cyber attacks, it's been a culture war, it's been a media war, it's been maybe some attacks on the grid and critical infrastructure, but it's about to get hot.
For example, Amun-Ra, so also known as Marduk in the Jewish Torah and the modern-day canonized Bible, he says, there'll be no other God but me. I'm a jealous God. So the people of that region said, oh man, this guy is the only one. This is the only one we can pray to. This is the only one we can give thanks to. And everyone was duplicating that in other regions of the planet. Now, what's interesting, and this is where it gets really crazy, these beings that were masquerading as gods on earth, walking amongst men and ruling over them, said this exact thing, that when the creator of all finds out what we've done here, we're going to have to pay for this. And this is written in the tablets, in several different tablets, in several different time periods. So even they knew they weren't gods. They knew they were masquerading, and they knew that there was a creator above them, that there's a creator of all, they called it. They didn't call it a god. They said a creator of all. That means everything that exists. So they understand that there's a creator, and they felt some type of guilt that they would be punished for what they had done on this planet to human beings. Pretty interesting. So when it gets into God and Satan, when it comes into what I call the modern day idiom, where we're now talking about what's inside of these New Age religious texts, and I do mean New Age. The Bible is New Age. The Bible was written from 100 AD to 900 AD. That's brand new compared to 8,000 old tablets. 36,000-year-old tablets. That's brand spanking new. That just arrived here, right? Yes. The Torah, maybe a little bit older than that. In some of these other texts, the Tibetan Book of the Dead and all these other texts, these texts are fairly new. Now, what's happening here? You look in into the Garden of Eden story, which is actually comes out of the Sumerian tablets, and it's in Mesopotamia where there was an Eden, E-D-I-N. This Eden was an outdoor laboratory, according to the tablets, not according to Billy Carson. So don't say Billy is making stuff up. No, you go do what I did. Research them. They're available online for free. Everyone can read them. UCLA, CDLI, Cuneiform Online Digital Library. It's free. You can go there and download all the tablets and read the translations for yourself. You don't need me. Now, so what's interesting is in these tablets, in the Eden, you had Adam and you had Eve, the two beings that were there. Now, first you had Adam. Adam was actually born through Isis. Now, so the reason why this happened is because there were already people on earth. As well as in the Bible, when you read the Old Testament the right way, you realize that there were people here, because after Cain got kicked out, he said the people out there are going to kill me. Well, what people out there? So clearly there were people out there that existed. In the Sumerian tablets, you discover that they had already began a genetic cloning of people on this planet from our own cousins that were already here, to make a slave race, because they got tired of doing the work themselves. They have been laboring on this planet for a long time, approximately 200,000 years. Hold on 1 second.
Take your time.
So approximately, I've been talking all day, but this is probably my 6th video that I've done today. So they were laboring on this planet, according to the tablets, for about 250,000 years on their own. No slave labor. They were doing this. That's in the Atrahasis epic, right? And the Enuma Elish as well. And then all of a sudden they said, we're tired of this work. Enki and Enlil, who were the kings of earth at the time, part of this race of beings that were masquerading, we're going to go to war against these guys and tell them, look, we're done. We're not doing this work anymore. So in the Atrahasis, they talk about actually leaving Mars, because they were working also even on Mars, creating a concurrent civilization. They came down. These are the sons of God, because they were all sons of Anu, the head of this pantheon of Sumerian Anunnaki. The sons of God fell down. They came from Mars down to Earth, and they were going to go to war against God. It was Anu, Enki, and Enlil, that three, the Trinity, right there in South Africa at Adam's Calendar. Well documented, and that site has been discovered as one of the first original gold mines, and it dates back to approximately when? 200,000 years ago, just like the tablets say. And so now we have a point here where this slave race they agree to do it. What they do is they agree to clone us, our cousins, and turn them into slaves, which they began to do, but they had a problem. The clones weren't living long. They couldn't reproduce on their own. Just like if you take a lion and a tiger and you get a tigon, right, or a liger, they can't mate and create more ligers or tigons. It doesn't work. That was the problem they ran into. They had strong, big people that can do a lot of work but couldn't reproduce. And it was a lot of work to keep making them. So what they did was this: ISIS says, I'm going to take one in my own womb. This is a famous cylinder scroll that's at the British Museum. She took an egg from an existing being, a hominid, our cousin, not Homo sapien yet, but similar to us, took the egg out of the womb. They added their essence to the egg, meaning they did a genetic modification, possibly taking out some of the genetic material and adding some of their genetic material, inserted it back into her own womb, and took the baby to term a full 10 months, not 9, according to the tablets, 10 months term, and gave birth to Adamu, which means first man. The translation of Adamu means first man. And so there's a famous cylinder scroll of her holding the baby up saying, my hands have made it. And that began the generations of ISIS, the generations of ISIS, Genesis.
Okay, now I have some questions. There's no way.
I was today years old when I found out.
You probably have heard in the Bible the land of Canaan. The Canaanites were Phoenician bloodline, and in the ancient Phoenician language, Cana meant merchant, banker. The very word merchant comes from mer, M-E-R, for the sea, for water. As a mermaid, we have merchant. Merchant, bankers. Let me give an example of the difference between the law of water and the law of the land. The Statue of Liberty must be put in water. It could not be put on American land as such. It had to be put in the harbor because it's not the Statue of Freedom. It's a Statue of Liberty. Liberty is what a sailor gets when he pulls into port on a ship. He gets liberty. He's not free. So America is not the land of the free and the home of the brave. We're not free or brave, period. And make no mistake, they do not pick words by chance. These words are very serious. Now let me give you an example of how this law of the water works. Why is it that you have to go to court? You go to court because you play basketball and tennis on a court. How do you play tennis on a court? You play with a racket. Why? Because that's what it is. It's a racket. When you go into a court, what's the idea of going to court? It's a game, like basketball. The whole idea in a court, one team gets up and they throw the ball over to that team of lawyers. That team gets up and throws the ball back into their court. And the judge is wearing a black robe, so he is the referee. He doesn't care which side wins or loses because he's going to get paid anyway. So he couldn't care less. The judge is a referee between two teams. The judge rules from the bench. The word bench in Latin is a bank. Therefore, the judge rules for the bank. Where do you find banks? You find banks on both sides of a river. They're called river banks. And what does a river bank do? It directs the flow of the current sea. Consequently, your money is currency because it's the flow, the cash flow. I'll give you an example of how this works. When a ship pulls into a harbor, all ships are referred to as female. Why? There's a very good reason. Maritime Admiralty banking law says all ships are female because they're carrying items for money, and so consequently they are under Maritime Admiralty law. Admiralty is where we get the word admiral, admiral of the Navy.
Well, here we come. Way back on, or you wait for your clothes. Way back on.
Didn't pay you any money at all?
Or pay 50 cents a day, 40 cents a day. 35, I pick cotton 35 cents a 100. Pick cotton, chop cotton from sun to sun, 2 bits and 40 cents. My dad let us 1900 let us chop cotton on a Saturday evening, start at 1 o'clock and chop the sun down for 20 cents. That's it.
There's one old time blues.
They protect the Astor dynasty. Alpha Kappa Alpha, they protect the Bilderbergs. Delta Sigma Theta.
That's why I never was. That's why the universe lined this up.
Beta protects the Sassoon drug trade.
Wow.
And last but never least, Sigma Gamma Rho, they protect the dynasty. Wait a minute now. So 70 to 80% of black lawyers in this country are a part of the Boule Secret Society. 80% of
Alright y'all, so here's my take on what's been going on with the egg situation. Everybody keeps asking me, why is the price of eggs so high? Everybody knows that they are extremely ungodly right now, right? Well, here's a chicken conspiracy for you that's not really a conspiracy. It's being confirmed not only here in our house, but apparently all over the nation. And nobody said anything about it because we all just assumed it was winter. They stopped laying in the winter as much. And come to find out that everybody across the nation stopped getting eggs from their chickens altogether. Nobody got a single egg all winter from there. Everybody's reporting end of September to like mid-October, the chickens stopped laying, and ours stopped laying in September. We hadn't had a single egg all winter. Well, we discovered, we have a little escape artist here, Luna, our white leghorn there. She can get out of the coop and just, we can't contain her. Anyway, she started laying again about a month ago, and we discovered that, well, that's weird. She started to lay and nobody's laid in months. Like, we have gone months. Here you go, Margot. We've gone months without any eggs at all. So we started looking into it, and then finally somebody said something in one of the chicken groups, and they were like, hey, has anybody else's chickens not laid a single egg? Because we've had them for 50 years and we've never gone a winter without a single egg. Not one single egg. Well, we started letting our chickens out and to free range. We usually feed them. You can see they're not even touching the feed anymore. Like, this has been here for 3 days. They don't want it. And apparently everybody who's been feeding their chickens this type of feed has stopped getting eggs altogether. So people who aren't able to let their chickens free range or can't run around in the yard at all aren't getting any eggs. Kind of convenient when eggs are the price of I don't even know, gold at this point, I guess. But yeah, so let's check over here and see if we have any today where they've been out. We had to keep them up yesterday. Yeah, look at here. There she is. She was laying. I was calling for one. She didn't come. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 eggs today. 7 eggs. Yes, I know it needs cleaned. 7 eggs. 7 eggs in one day. We haven't had any for months. Months, y'all. Months. Feed. It's the feed. Everybody's saying it. It's the same thing all across the nation. If you ask people, we're finally figuring it out. So maybe we can kick this egg thing.
I grew up watching Disney, and one thing I noticed is that Mickey Mouse and his crew, they all were wearing like white gloves. You know, I noticed it, but I didn't really understand it. Now it came to my mind and I began to research it, and I saw that Freemasons also wear a white glove, and they have the 3 stripes just like Mickey Mouse. Now it makes sense because Walt Disney, if you do your research, he was a 33rd degree Mason. He was a Freemason. Freemasonry is satanic. Now a lot of people may believe that Freemasonry is good for hospitals and charitable organizations. That's what they want you to believe, but it's called a secret society for a reason. They give an oath for a reason. If everything they do is good, then why does their meetings need to be in secret? Why do they need to give oaths and swear to never speak of anything? I've been in a Freemason ceremony one time. They closed the door and they began to pray to some god, and once I started asking one of the Freemasons what they were doing, and I asked them deep questions, he got really mad at me. Freemasons run the world. They do. The most powerful people in the world are Freemasons, and they are just using subliminal messages and letting you know that they rule this satanic world. God is in full control, but they completely influence it. Okay, so be prayerful what you listen to and what you watch, because the devil's hand is in a lot of the things we watch and what we listen to. God bless you.
You know what it is. Everybody can't come up here. Poison Ivy is in the building. BR, stand up.
I won't be alone, get in my zone when I get aggravated. Talking with that cap and look what done happened, he decapitated. Foot up on the gas, I've been like this since I had graduated. Know my time coming around on guard because I never hated. Real shit, I'm elevated. Shot us with my crib gated. They asking about who, I ask them who, cause I can't let it face me. All they wanna talk about is boo, but I'm Juanita, baby. Still don't fuck around, I come through trimming while these people shaded. Talk about my sound, bitch, I'm a dog, I swear I'm underrated. I'ma run the game, I come through swinging, watch me go Jamaican. I can write a book, but they gon' rip and tear out all my pages. They don't wanna see me make it. Face it, down to be the greatest. Talking on my name cause I'm a lady, and I love on ladies. Proud of who I am, don't give a damn, I went through all my phases. Niggas in my business like a bitch, I swear I see it daily. Hoes be tryna put me in they mix, I swear it's all outrageous. Hold up, wait a minute, they ain't no live and shit like that. They just wanna send the ass, I'm cool and tryna run my stats. I haven't got the pasta, she know monsters, may you watch your head. I'm just tryna win in life for sin for all my people dead. When I make it home, I blow my strong before I go to bed. Thought it was right or wrong, but I was wrong because they all done fled. They all got the fuck they ran, and not to me they dust. But the pocket stuff, I love it, I can't get enough.
Whoa! Whoa! Hey, man. Everybody can't come up here, man!
She done it once, she done it twice. Ain't shit y'all can say.
Problem.
Ain't shit y'all can say. Nah, this is rap economics. Wow. She done shut all the haters up. See y'all later, man. Ooh-wee.
Wow.
Appreciate y'all.
Damn, she did it again.
Appreciate y'all.
Wow.
Guttoa is here. Wagwan. All right. Yo, rivers and bodies of water is turning red all over the world right now. I don't know what's going on. You guys got to check this out for yourself. Is this end times prophecies happening? Is this like the book of Revelations taking place? Let me know in the comments, man. Let's get into this.
Red blood in a Port Maria.
This is in Jamaica.
Look how it turn red blood. And everybody come and test the water and then can't find out what it is.
They tested it and nobody could find out what's wrong. Ghana. Hey, yo, this is Canada.
It's a rare form of algae that has closed beaches around Sydney, Australia, after dyeing the waters that hug the coast red. The Noctiluca algae can cause rashes on human skin and is considered noxious because it starves the waters of oxygen, killing fish. Bondi Beach was forced to close all doors.
That there is not a single living tree
this is
within
Russia.
a 30-mile radius of the Nadesta plant. It's just a wasteland, he added. Incidentally, Norilsk was established in the mid-1930s as a Siberian labor camp. Life for the people forced to work there would have been pretty miserable, and while labor camps were later outlawed in Siberia, today in fact 3/4 of the country's surface water, and startlingly, half of all Russian water is deemed polluted.
This is in Peru. Like, that's red.
Guangxi Province. According to mainland media reports, on May 10th, local residents found that the water of the Leli River turned blood red overnight. Some people worry that the blood-covered river water might be poisonous. They said
About in school.
Martin Luther King Jr.
Martin Luther King Jr. What'd he do?
He died for our sins.
No, that was...
The Apollo mission never made it past the firmament. This footage is taken from below the dome. NASA are not able to penetrate the firmament.
Hey, to all y'all in my DM about a feature, I'm only giving verses for the leakers. I done worked too hard to give verses this hard for niggas who budget that can't cover my sneakers. Lord Jesus. Lord Jesus. My bars on some vet shit. Rookie of the year, I've been on my Louis Belt shit. They tell me slow it down for a second, but I'm like a crackhead who don't listen, I just can't help it. The mood on Mamba, look how he been in the genre. He's so big papa. Who else could make 8 different flows doing entendre? I can double them, I can triple them, I can chop them. I can speed the flow up, slow them down, and swap. Like I can pretty much do anything but stop. I come from a place where they hate to see you on top, but love when you on the block. And once you start getting money, they look at you like a op. My mama always said treat the janitor like a boss, cause everybody plays a role to keep you from taking a loss. Honesty's preferred. Respect is what you earn. Trust is something you gain when loyalty is returned. I'm out in Turks plotting on property in the burbs, trying not to splurge and get the ghetto back from the nerds. With this $1 billion vision, that's word to my nigga Bird.
Black man's diet.
Bring it on. What is it? Tell me about it.
First of all, blacks, we have carbon in our bodies, which makes our skin brown.
Okay.
They like to call it melanin. It's another name they use for it because we have a connection with the sun that other cultures don't have.
So what should we eat?
Our diet needs to be more plant-based, green, water, because our bodies are like plants. Before I changed my diet, I was in the hospital maybe 4 times a year, 5 times a year. I switched my diet for 5-6 years straight, never got sick. African people need to know what our diet is and how to survive in this world. So it's like, for me, how do you have these conversations with people like in the music?
Are you guys ready to have your fucking mind blown? Let's take a minute and talk about John Hanson Moore, a black man in the 1700s, who's the real first president of the United States of America. He's dead center on the back of the $2 bill, and that's why it was discontinued. They tried to erase him from history and make it seem like a white man, George Washington, was the first president of the United States, when it wasn't. It was John Hanson Moore. George Washington was actually the 8th president of the United States.
The only reason I'm standing here today is because somebody, somewhere, stood up when it was risky, stood up when it was hard, stood up when it wasn't pop, and because that somebody stood up, a few more stood up.
They cut his microphone off for leaking too much.
Michael Jackson was your Jesus. Yo. It's time for the extermination. Chemtrails to eliminate all the vermin hating. It ain't evil, see they gotta reduce the population and turn kids homosexual so they stop from mating. I'm the one who was sent to destroy idols with fire. Ignore me when I told the world Michael was the Messiah. Agent for hire, draped in lace and Mason's attire. St. George's flag up on my face, exposing fakes and liars. So, if he's a god, where's his legend at? It's a couple of rap niggas is selling that, yelling they went to hell and back. Saw Jesus walks, no evidence or compelling facts. Bumped his head, shit now his melon is swelling fat. Since he got the big head, he's claiming that he's celestial. Mike stated clearly that most these niggas is vegetables, detestable. Dead niggas acting extraterrestrial, with nothing contextual that validates that they're credible. These niggas must be credible, must think that they're not edible, making outrageous statements uncheckable, illegible. These niggas ain't gods, these niggas is frauds, stealing steak as if they was gods. These niggas would all be feeling me. No sympathy for simple thieves or gimmicks using similes, who started out as backpacker rappers but now are deities. And damn near every nigga done skied at the chickie seated, believe it, ayy. They don't even want me to say it.
What happened to the dog?
Creep on in, on in, on in.
Yo, if you ever in the store and see this right here, this for all you motherfuckers that like to steal, I'm gonna show you a little tutorial how to take these off, right? So you grab this right here, you pinch it, then you go dip in your pockets, right? And you dip in your pockets, take our money and go to the rest and go pay for it. Stop stealing.
And since I said all Black Americans are not African, I've been met with criticism called pretendian, and that's a derogatory and racial slur. And people, again, all Black Americans are not from Africa.
Wait, somebody help Dale back there. He look like he in a fight with the rhythm and he losing. Come on, Dale, fight back. I mean, for what it's worth, he's killing it, though. Now, I'm not sure what it is, but he's killing it, Lord have mercy.
This is a depiction of Florida from 1836. Look at the pyramid in the right corner. Numerous mounds have been found in Florida that nobody talks about. These are the Lake Jackson mounds. Artifacts over 12,000 years old have been found there. You see the people. You know what kind of people they were. This is the Crystal River mounds. A whole ancient city was built there and tore down years and years and years ago. Ancient Mayan artifacts were found there. You know what kind of people they were.
Growing up in and people I know was doing the same thing. We was putting these noodles in the microwave. But as y'all can see, it has a do not microwave on this pack of noodles. That means we're supposed to boil the water and put it in the cup, not microwave. They're saying it's not safe. So
everything they ever have told us is a lie. They tell us that our heart is a pump. Your heart is not a pump. Your heart is a valve. Your lungs is a pump that pumps the blood to the heart. The heart is a valve mechanism that controls the cardio output of blood. Everything they tell us about everything is a lie. They tell you your hair is just hair. No, our hair is non-ether hair. It is actually an extension of your nervous system. It is used to scan the environment, and it brings all of these different melanin neurotransmitters back to your skin to tell you whether to actually engage in the environment or take fight or flight and run away. We heal a lot of what you would call celebrities or stars, a whole lot of them. My name ring bells in the celebrity kingdom.
I know.
Ring bells. We done heal cancer. We done heal a lot of STDs with rappers, a whole lot of, it's crazy STD. We done got people off of opioids. We grew a thyroid back. We got rid of a case of HIV in the actual celebrity community. It's crazy the way they call me, and it's like, you got everything you want, but you missing your health.
Look for yourself. Social studies, cultural studies. This is where they put Indian and Negro history at. It's not in history. So but U.S. history is over here. U.S. history is over here, but yet all the people that they messed up and destroyed and killed to make this so-called U.S. history is over here. I just want y'all to see this video about the library, how they don't have Black history. It doesn't have a Black history section. There is no such thing as African American history even in the library. So I don't know how it got in the schools, but it's definitely not in the library. It's social studies, cultural studies. Look, this is where your Frederick Douglasses and your Malcolm X's and all your African Americans, they're all in this section over here called cultural studies, not history. See? But look over here. You got world history over here. See, world history, now you got ethnicities, nationalities. Over here, you don't have nations. What happened to the nation, the national ethnicity of these people? How did the U.S. history get an ethnicity, but these people don't? Why is U.S. history over here? How did they separate U.S. history and African American history? It's over here, but Black and Negro and Indian stuff is in cultural studies. Somebody help me out. Why is that so? Ain't in school, don't they teach you that you have an African American history? Isn't there supposed to be a such thing as that? They have an African American History Month, but there's no African American history section. Not even in the library. Somebody help me out here. Where's the nationality? In the U.S. world history, they got nationalities. But in cultural science, they don't have nationalities. They Black and Indians and shit like that. So who are these people over here? Who is this guy? Who are these guys? They're right next to the gay books, Indians and stuff like that. This is where Black history and all your stuff is at. Right here, this is your section. African Americans, help me out. You said there's a Black history. Look at that, African American.
You've been drinking poop. Scientists tested samples from Burger King, McDonald's, and KFC and discovered most of the drinks had fecal coli in them. That's poop particles. Regulations say you should have zero poop in your food, but samples from fast food restaurants had significant amounts. That poses a serious health risk. Fountain machines were tested as well, and they had about 11% of E. coli. This is from restaurants not cleaning their machines and workers that handle your ice not washing their hands.
If an eagle ever sees a bird flying at the same altitude that he's flying at, it must be another eagle. It must be another eagle. Because pigeons don't fly at the altitudes of eagles. And if you find yourself flying with pigeons, you may be flying too low. So you show me your crowd, I'll show you your future.
At first glance, this is a Black woman, right? Let me show you how easy it is to fool the masses. Mask on. Mask off. This is a white woman literally wearing a black face. Even black skin. This mask is equipped with prosthetics, cheekbone, fuller lips, etc.
One of the reasons why Muslims don't eat pork.
Yeah, you have to cook pork so carefully because of this issue.
And then what?
Keep an eye. Well, you can actually see right here, some little pops are coming up.
There are little things coming up. That's not... Is that what we're looking for?
Yeah, except for they go way bigger. Like, they'll crawl their way out. This, I've never seen it start going this fast. I'm gonna put fresh soda in it. You can actually see them, like the heads of them popping through. It's so gross. Look, you can see them starting to crawl their way out.
This one's moving. Oh, gross. That is disgusting. I am never eating pork again.
Protected by the federal government, and the tribe who's assigned to that region then takes custody of those items. The problem with that is that a lot of these mounds, the native people didn't build. We didn't build them. Our ancestors didn't build them. So we are taking responsibility for something that we didn't make.
Yeah. Tell me, oh, they going in the pot.
Then I ask you, if we can prove, and I think the evidence is abundant, when you look at websites like Alice.com, look at the documentaries like A Funny Thing Happened to the Moon, On the Way to the Moon, and many others that have been done, if we can prove, beyond a shadow of a doubt, and I think there's more than enough evidence to do so, that Apollo never happened the way we were told that it did, then neither did this. This is the picture we've all seen in our textbooks. This is from Apollo 17. I've got a YouTube video where I show another picture taken from Apollo 17, where the astronaut is like kind of right in the foreground, and over his shoulder is the Earth. And I did this live on the air on Google Hangout. I took the audience, I said, look, we're going to the NASA website, we're going to Apollo 17, we're on the Apollo 17 page, look at this picture, scientists on the moon, clicked on that picture, download it, bring it into Photoshop, adjust the levels, the contrast levels, and what do you know, a rectangular box shows up around the Earth. What's a rectangular box doing around the Earth? By the same mission that gave us this picture that was in every one of our textbooks growing up. This was the only picture we saw for decades until they started putting out the Blue Marble series, and none of them looked the same. Which one, NASA? Which one's our Earth? Continents are shifting and growing and shrinking in size. Everything, colors, everything looks different. My favorite one is the one from 2002. That's the one if you bought an iPad or an iPhone, it's the default background. In fact, no, I don't have my iPad with me, but if I turn my iPad on, it's still there. I still have the default background. That's the Blue Marble from 2002. Well, I brought that one into Photoshop and did an analysis on it because I saw some other people doing it, and I wanted to check it for myself. And I kept seeing where the Photoshop clone tool was replicating clouds. These are just a few of the highlighted areas where that's the case. Wait a minute, if we're taking pictures of the Earth, why the heck do you have to use Photoshop to replicate clouds? And why is the majority of the modifications in the so-called southern hemisphere?
Hi guys, today we're checking some things out. I just wanted to check if the snow is real. See snow, guys? This is snow, right? I just picked up a ball. All right? Let's just get in the car. Or, you know, I'll try over here. I don't mind. Oh, fuck. I forget my lighter. Let's just jump in the car. All right, guys? Come in. Guys, this is the same snowball. Just to make sure. Look. Guys, look. I did all. Look, guys. This is the snow. All right? I'm just making a bowl. Fuck, look. Guys, let's turn this on fire, all right? What do you guys think is gonna happen? Is the snow supposed to melt? Man, I never thought of this. This is insane. Look at this, guys. It's turning black. Shit, man. I won't believe it. Look at these guys. Look at these guys. Smells like plastic. Oh, damn. Guys. Man, I'm really surprised of this. You guys should try this at home. And let me know what do you think. This is really crazy. This is not real snow, guys. Wake up.
Hey man, y'all check out across the street. Watch this light come on before this nigga come in my yard. Watch this. Y'all try to explain this to me. Look at this light come on, y'all. You know what I did? Look at that shadow right there. Look, what the fuck is that? Look, y'all. Y'all see that? He's just stopped right there. Look, look. Now here come Buddy. Look. Look at that across the street. Look. Why this? Look across the street. Look, look, look. What the fuck is that? Why wouldn't he take off running? Why that thing chase him?
This is the worst punishment in history. It's called the Chinese water torture. They tie your legs and your hands up so you can't move. They place a bucket full of water over top of your head, and a bucket is made with a special hole at the bottom of it, which allows water to drop out of it onto the foreheads of whoever getting tortured. After long periods of time of this, it's been known to drive people crazy.
They literally put it in every movie.
What they named it butterfly dust. You know, starting to hate the world more and more each day. You know, this place used to be our thing. And white folks figured out that not only did Magic Johnson and Dr. Sadie figure out how to cure AIDS, but we also have delicious patties and smoothies.
Another portal opened up in Switzerland last night. And you know it's real because the cars are stopping. Cars are stopping. People are getting out the cars to look at it. But this was last night. This was last night in Switzerland. Look at that. These portals have been opening up everywhere around the world. Oh yeah.
I want to show everybody something real quick. Your phone's always listening to you. You can only see this with two phones. You cannot see it with the naked eye. See that little light blinking? See it? So if you got two phones, stare at your phone, pick out the other phone, and just look at it with the camera. You will not see it with your naked eye. Government's always listening.
Wow. What China just did yesterday is historic and changes everything. And the White House was even asked about it, and they just kind of blew it off. We're not really worried about it. But they are worried about it, and they are watching it very closely because this changes everything. Watch.
Xi Jinping made history today. The Chinese president landed in Riyadh. A red carpet awaited him. A historic Arab-China summit is to take place. And as the cameras of the world zoomed into Saudi Arabia, it was the United States that was watching most closely, with worry, with fear. America was watching its oil diplomacy fall apart.
So, wow, it is happening. More on that major piece of news in a second. But first, another major blow to the US dollar yesterday. Overnight, we learned that the BRICS nations are now expanding. Yes, Egypt has officially joined the BRICS Development Bank. So let's be clear what's happening right in front of our faces. The BRICS nations of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa are building their own reserve currency built on gold and other commodities like uranium, graphite, copper. The United States dollar is built on debt and the nothing, just like the never-ending story.
What is the nothing?
It's the emptiness that's left.
What is the nothing? Well, Atreyu, the nothing is a failure of Western hegemony, which is built on a house of cards. And now Egypt is applying for full membership in the BRICS alliance, but they're joining the bank piece of this first. And also Turkey, Saudi Arabia, they're both applying for BRICS membership as well, away from the US dollar as a reserve currency. So you can just imagine for a moment, a Russia, Saudi, China, India currency backed by gold? It's game on. Now, BRICS is working to develop its own financial infrastructure, including a joint payment network, with some member states having already switched to trade in local currencies in order to reduce dependence on the US dollar and the euro. The 5 BRICS economies currently account for more than 40% of the world's population and nearly a quarter of global GDP. So, guys, it's happening. And then you want to layer in Saudi Arabia and Turkey and Egypt. Again, this house of cards is falling.
Sprinted to the comments. The rhythm is outside running around in the park.
Yo, bro, I was watching Married with Children, and this is the first commercial that comes on.
The next disaster is coming. The time to get ready is now.
What?
Make a plan. Identify meetup locations and people you'll need to contact. Put your contact list in your wallet,
What?
on your phone, and somewhere visible
This
in your
is
home.
mad random.
Build a kit. Store enough food and water for 3 days. Don't forget your pets. And consider buying a pre-made kit. Keep at least 7 days of medication on hand.
What?
Work with your pharmacist and insurance company to secure the extra doses. Make copies of important documents.
Yo,
Keep them on your phone.
they basically giving you the plan.
So I saw the video about the back of the $20 bill. It's not gonna let me zoom in. And they were saying it looked like somebody hanging. But if you look up here at the pillars, who the fuck are they? Who are they? Those are not pillars. Those are faces. People. Who are these people? Who are these people?
11 out of the 12,000 years black people or melanated people have ruled the world. This is why they keep your history from you. I agree with that. I don't think they want black folks to know how powerful their cultures are, how deep their spiritual beliefs were, but and I think they hold that back from you. But in saying that, if we're going to blame the white man today, he's just a new king. And he's only been the king for about a little over 400 years. So we've been under white domination for about 400 years. But who cares who sewed the first flag? Who cares who invented peanut butter? Who cares who the first black man was to pee in a white bathroom? That's shit to keep you down. That's shit to say, yeah, man, like we overcame this. You ain't down. That's shit to say, yeah, man, like we overcame this. You ain't overcame nothing because you used to be the power of this planet. You used to rule this planet. You could do it again. You're 90% of the fucking world population. And you're going to tell me 10% keep you down? It's because of mind control.
The moment you realize it's people that you love that you're gonna have to leave behind. I was told, wow, look, we at war. Everybody can't go though. Some of us vibing high. Everybody can't go though. Some of y'all might leave family behind. Everybody can't go though. Could've completed, but you get deleted. Some people are feeded, so you feel deleted. And knowledge is medicine, knowing you need it. If everyone go, I'ma know that you cheated. You think I'm conceited, I'm feeling completed. Life is a game and I'm planning to beat it. Life is a game and I'm planning to beat it. Everybody can't go though, beat it. You was ascending and starting to win. No pretending, actually win. Low vibrations boxing you in. Who keep letting them toxins in? All my people are toxin us. Everyone on our toxin land. Ancient like cosmology. I am the source, I go within. I can't go unless I go to win. Really a God supposed to win. Anyone that's trying to get with me, just start doing the most you in. Trying to turn up, it goes to 10. Blood type O, you almost in. Minarchin, we all go in. G, I'm a rule, we all go in. Bring you the water, but can't make you drink. No, I'm not here to just make you think. If anything, I'm here to just make you fight. It's all lost, just make it right. Everybody ain't with it. Let me tell you, I don't like reading. Freedom ain't free, you broke, I get it. Let me tell you, you don't like breathing. Can't even wake you up, you sleeping. Niggas are sleeping, scalping season. Some of y'all sleep through all this treason. Government beefing, now you vegan. Need autonomy, really don't need them. Now we rise, cause house is freedom. Really gon' hurt my heart to leave them. Really gon' hurt my heart to leave them. This assimilation or a cycle, they be hating on you for survival. That's why I don't mess with the Bible. Ain't nobody tribal going viral. We original, we hold the title. Lot of work to do, how you idle. Ain't no false idols in they bio. We ancient for ancient in Ohio. Say what you want and do what you do, but I'm starting to get, I don't know about you. Gotta go within, can't go on YouTube. If you think you know, you ain't got no clue. Say what you want and do what you do, but I'm starting to get it, I don't know if you do. Gotta go within, can't go on YouTube. You thinking you know, you ain't got no clue. We at war. Everybody can't go though. Some of us vibing high. Everybody can't go though. Some of y'all might leave family behind. Everybody can't go though. Could've completed, but you get deleted. Some people are feeded, so you feel deleted. And knowledge is medicine, knowing you need it. If everyone go, I'ma know that you cheated. You think I'm conceited, I'm feeling completed. Life is a game and I'm planning to beat it. Life is a game and I'm planning to beat it. Look, gotta be. Everybody can't go though, beat it.
Fox News alert. A stunning briefing by the Pentagon just wrapped up a second ago. They say a high-altitude Chinese spy balloon the size of 3 school buses has penetrated U.S. airspace and is floating around over Montana. Watch.
Well, hello, everybody. I am sitting in my driveway here in Billings, Montana. And right now, there is a ground stop on our airport, and this thing is up in the sky. And I have no idea what it is. It's been there stationary for about the last 35 minutes. For those of you who think this might just be the moon, it is not the moon. The moon is off to my right. I can see it. This is significantly smaller than the moon.
So apparently, the spy balloon flew over Alaska and then entered U.S. airspace through Canada. Some ally, the Canadians are, didn't even give us a heads up. Trudeau's probably too worried about the truckers. It hovered over the city of Billings, Montana for a couple of days. Shut down air traffic. We're just learning about this now. And check out this photo. These are U.S. military planes circling the balloon. We scrambled F-22 Raptors from Nevada, just buzzed it, circled it, didn't pop it. So where is it now? Well, all the Pentagon's telling us is that it's somewhere over the continental United States. What state? They won't tell us. Top Pentagon officials, including General Milley and Defense Secretary Austin, briefed the media just a little while ago. Listen.
The United States government has detected and is tracking a high-altitude surveillance balloon that is over the continental United States right now. The U.S. government, to include NORAD, continues to track and monitor it closely. The balloon is currently traveling at an altitude well above commercial air traffic and does not present a military or physical threat to people on the ground. Instances of this kind of balloon activity have been observed previously over the past several years. Once the balloon was detected, the U.S. government acted immediately to protect against the collection of sensitive information.
So they briefed the president, and according to the Wall Street Journal, Joe Biden told his generals, shoot it down. And the Pentagon overruled the commander-in-chief. Said, no, sorry, Mr. President, it's too dangerous.
Have any of you heard of Dr. Sebi? He's known as the world's natural healer, and I've seen him use this stuff called Shilajit. It's truly powerful and amazingly good for your body.
Is anybody thinking what I'm thinking? This is what happened, right? These are the officers that are going to be charged with second-degree murder for killing a black unarmed man in Memphis, Tennessee. So this is what it takes to hold police accountable. They have to be black police officers. It didn't take 2 seconds to get these guys in jail and now facing charges for manslaughter. Are you kidding me? That's what it took. It had to be.
Look. Hey! Ooh, damn, I almost caught that motherfucker.
If Adam and Eve were the first people on Earth, how did slavery start?
Now wait a goddamn minute.
Talking to this Jewish guy one time, and he told me, you see this dollar? He's like, yeah. He's like, you'll never have this dollar. And he was like, he thought it was a racial thing, but then he broke it down to him. He said, look, when I spend this dollar, I'm spending it at a Jewish restaurant, and they're gonna go to a Jewish dry clean. They're gonna put it in a Jewish bank. He was like, you're never gonna see this dollar because it's never gonna leave our community.
That's a fact.
And they say the black dollar leaves the community, I think, within 6 minutes or something like some crazy like stat.
I think everyone.
Let's roll. I know I'm a problem, you bitch. I'm a calculus class. I'm up in the scrap on his ass. I got a satchel full of cosmetics, you bitch. That mean I got the Mac in the bag. I stalk with a Glock in your bushes. I'm focused on popping the pussy. I'm calling it twerking. Bitch, you gon' go out in fashion when they put your ass in that bag. I'ma call it a Birkin. I'm all the way certain that I'm finna murder this nigga. I issue a verbal threat. When the razor slide over your throat, you gon' cover your Adam's apple like a turtleneck. Look, I'ma cut his fingers off and mail him to his mama. I know that was a flagrant approach, but I'ma keep the pinky, make him work for it. They gon' think that they didn't roach. I'ma just pull up and take a lot of shots and be out on some pregame shit. Might just ride on them with the broomstick like Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Dog, I'ma hold the trigger on this double drum and let hot tips touch him up. And it's gonna keep going off like the seatbelt sound when a nigga won't buckle up. Come through with some twin Glocks and start airing at them. One jam, I'ma throw it away. So now I always gotta keep 2 straps like a retro Jordan 8. Bitch, nigga, I'ma run in your house and kill everything. I can't do no extra gas and fuck around and let the dog slide. Now the cops got a witness and they some pet detectives. Fuck it, I'ma spin again. I'm a deadly threat. I'm only aiming at head and necks. To make sure you dead, I follow the paramedics just to see where they heading next. I shoot up the EMTs when I blame them off and I speed in a panic.
Hollywood is coming up with demonic, occultic messages embedded in their movies by using superstars. The people concentrate on the superstars that are playing these roles. The message behind the movie is what people don't realize is from the dark side, the demonic realm. Avatar. I don't recommend. In the Bible says in the book of Deuteronomy, do not suffer a witch to live. Deuteronomy 18. Even the word avatar basically means an ascended master of the occult mysteries. Number 2, this movie is connected to the Marine Kingdom. And I believe the title of the movie is The Kingdom of the Water, I think is what it is. So there's a message concerning the Marine Kingdom, there's a message concerning the occult embedded in the movie, beginning with this title. When you get to become an ascended master, you become an avatar. That gives you access to certain powers of the kingdom of Satan. For example, in the hierarchy of the occultic, of course, you have the witches, you have the wizards, and you have the warlock, and so forth. Above them, there is a level called Occult Grand Master. Above him, or above that level, is what we call the Avatar level. Above the Avatar level, you have the Demigod level. This is basically a little bit about the hierarchy of the Satanic Kingdom and why Avatar is not a good name.
If every European descended person left the United States, Canada, and Australia, New Zealand...
Oh my god, the animal populations would start coming back, the waters would start flowing properly, the industry would all rot or be taken down by the indigenous people, the dams would be removed and the salmon would flow again, the old growth would start to actually become old again, we could have trees older than 20 to 40 years old. Oh my god, we could stop monocropping all of the farmland, so much monocropping, so much. If all the prison systems got emptied out because all the people... Oh god, we got so many black and brown people in prison right now, but if all the European people who control, own, and dominate that left, look at the houses that are out here. Every single person on the continent would have a home, a nice home, because there would be so many European Americans gone back to Europe. Let them deal with that. Not even going to talk about that. Going to talk about what'll happen here. And then all of a sudden, homelessness is no longer an issue. There is no starving. There is no need for... Literally, the West was a non-agricultural zone. Oregon, all the way up to Alaska, this was hunting and gathering. Can you imagine what it's going to be like when the cougars and the wolves and the bears all come back? When the deer are flourishing? Oh my god, we're going to do the burnings again. They used to burn the entire Willamette Valley so that it would create this perfect prairie land with forest, really old growth oaks that were fire resistant, and the field would burn up, all of the new shoots would come, the deer would come, we could hunt the deer, make our jerky, dig the camas, grow and live and be peaceful and happy. Not oppressed, not dying, not murdered, not constantly struggling, not being dragged behind trucks and shot at in forest and chased through the woods. No more white people on this land, no more European Americans on this land would mean the re-sovereigntization, the re-indigenization, and the re-wilding of this entire continent. It would do untold countless acts of regenerative project and nature restoration and life-giving and reaffirming systems that would be 30 million-fold across the whole continent. And you guys can go back to the continent you already destroyed with agriculture. You just said something, natives talk about land back, and a lot of natives like to be politically correct and not say, no, that doesn't mean we'd send you back. Send them back. Go back. Leave. Get out. You're not welcome. You're not supposed to be here. You are ruining the environment. You are invasive, destructive, controlling, domineering, just plain evil.
It's just over the cliff of the continental shelf now, half a mile back. The ocean floor sits a shallow football field below us, but here, right here, underneath our feet, is a full 2 miles of pitch black. So where did that thing come from? Jesus. Jesus is confronted by a man possessed by demons who identify themselves as legion, for we are many. He cast out the demons, who then possess a nearby herd of swine. Immediately, the entire herd goes crazy and commits mass suicide by stampeding down a hillside and off a cliff into the sea. his domain. Why did Jesus walk on water? To show his power over the devil. Moses parting the sea, same thing. Book of Revelation, all the dragons and
Dragons?
Dragons and the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. Where do they come from? They rise from the sea.
The Bermuda Triangle?
The Devil's Triangle.
This is one of the busiest travel routes in the world. Airliners, freighters, commercial boats travel through here without incident every day.
We're having an incident right now. We've seen impossible shit out there, and you want to tell me that it can only be aliens? I mean, religion or science, how is the outcome any different?
I'm sorry, is that a real question?
Nothing has changed as far as your data goes. Something is trying to communicate. You recorded it. Listen, everything you came out here to do, first contact, it's here. It's happening.
Yes, something is happening, but it's based in reality, not some urban myth or fairy tale.
It is what it is, not what you want it to be, right?
I've had enough of this, okay? Can we just get out? Now.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me that if this were first contact from some alien entity, from outer space with zero precedent, defying all odds based on your own science, odds that are literally astronomical, that you would rush to the press with your data? But if, on the other hand, this were contact from divinity, which has existed throughout all of human history in every...
All right, you guys have to see this, okay? Watch.
What in the world?
Till it stops. Once that stops, pull it up.
You're telling me for 40 years of refusing to clean my oven because I didn't want to lay across the door, it was that easy to just take it off? Ain't no way. All right, let's try this. Don't make fun of how dirty my oven is. Hold on, let me set you down.
Apart, and you and your mom are 10 years apart in age?
Yes, we are.
Patricia, you were 10 years old when you had your daughter?
Yes, Judge Rhonda. I was 10 years old. I was a victim of a molestation. I was also threatened that if I told anybody, he would kill my family. So I just kept it a secret, thinking that maybe it would just be over. But I was pregnant and didn't know it until 2 weeks before she was born.
At what point did you realize at 10 years old that you were going to have a baby?
My mother was concerned. My stomach wasn't getting big, but it was hard. And she kept trying to make me do exercises and things of that nature, thinking that I was just gaining weight. So when I didn't lose the weight, she took me to the doctor to see what was going on. And that's when he told her that Sharita would be here in 2 weeks.
What was your reaction to that as a 10-year-old?
I really didn't know what to feel. Being 10, I was just trying to be 10. Never even fathomed what it would be like to be a mom.
What did your mother do about this situation?
We did press charges on the person after I finally told him what happened. He was arrested my senior year for a traffic ticket. They picked him up and the rape charge was still there.
Have you seen him since?
No.
Did Sharita ever meet him?
She's never met him.
This is one of the saddest things I have ever heard, and I can't even fathom As a 10-year-old little girl, you going through something like this. So, raising Sharita, how did that work?
My mother and my sister pretty much stepped in since I was so young. Our relationship as mother and daughter really didn't start until she was probably about 16.
So, Patricia, the way that your family dealt with this situation was for your mom to pretend that she was Sharita's mother?
Yes.
So, Sharita, how old were you when you found out?
I was 12 when I found out, you know, that she was actually my mom. But I've always been around her, and it's like they kind of raised us as sisters. Not like I pick up the phone and be like, hey, Mom, you know, it's just Pat and I'm Sharita. And I think that they thought that was a good thing to do. But once I found out, like, it caused issues for me, because I was just like, okay, well, what was wrong with me that she didn't want me? So at the end of the day, I think I was just mad at everybody for just not being honest.
So when you were 12, how did you find out?
My grandmother, she just blurted it out.
What did she say?
She was like, you know, Pat's your mother. And I just really didn't know what to say or do, you know. So I just really started having a lot of behaviors. You know, as I got older, I just was rebellious. I didn't want to listen to nobody because I didn't trust nobody. I still have trust issues to a certain extent to this day.
So, Patricia, did you know that your mother was going to tell Sharita?
No, because I was always told not to.
Who told you not to tell her?
You know, my dad was different. My dad wanted her to know who I was. My dad wanted me to raise her. My dad wanted me to do what I was supposed to do. My mom wanted to hide it because I think she was kind of embarrassed about the situation, but it wasn't my fault, and there was nothing I could do about it. And that's the reason why the relationship between me and Sharita is so strained.
When you were 10 years old and this happened to you, how old was the man that raped you?
He was 25. He kind of asked me to go upstairs to get his cigarettes. So when I went upstairs, I went into the room, and when I turned around, he was there. He hit me in my head, knocked me on the bed, and took advantage of me. And then he told me that if I had told anybody, he would kill my mom. So I kept my mouth closed, hoping that that's the last time I would see him.
So, Sharita, at some point, once you became an adult, did you become closer with your mom?
I've tried to. I think we've had moments where we, you know, been okay, and we've had moments where we have not been okay, like this one.
Look at this. Now this how you run. This how you motherfucking run in a scary movie. Don't look back.
Thou shalt not fuck with Detroit me. Never owned a Coogee Ford truck or a pair of them Gator Maurice. Please hold your applause for these parables and stories. Give all praise to Allah, to God be the glory. My papa raised me like I'm a dog with rabies. Playing the hard to drive Mercedes. Driving with the chopper daily. Pupils dilated like I'm Sada Baby. Nozzle on that gun larger than the one on that Gaga lady. Play with my time like I'm a playful dime. My arm comes out the car, my window down like I'm trying to borrow some Grey Poupon. First these bitches hate it, then they love it, then they hate to love it. I'm straight with publishing, I don't care if the radio station's stubborn. You haters busters, I'm David Ruffin. It'll take me nothing to put your life on the dollar menu. Right there by the Egg McMuffin. Why you boys toting Glocks, snorting rocks and important thoughts? I'm floating with 40 knots to the bag like I'm a border cop. Any artist in hip-hop fuck with nickel stop, sure to drop. Especially if he Russell Wilson. Good guy, sorta pop, he's sure to die. Paul Bear's brain flowers, he's mortified. Me and Porter got the same stand power that Hoarders got. Whoever's Superman, I got kryptonite in these hands. But I'd rather Superman leave you liquefied with these these cans. I don't care if you rap niggas is trending topics, your shit is garbage. Couldn't make a classic out of that trash if you had Brenda drop it. You at the rental car spot Enterprise while I'm enterprising. I don't cop my whip without copping rims and a body kit and my tennis darkened. Closest I'ma probably get to window shopping.
Pay attention.
Oh no, we ain't done
Pay
yet.
attention, rappers.
We ain't done yet.
Top tier right here. Royce the 5'9" freestyle 100 with the LA Leakers.
That was just a warm-up right there. I've been a real nigga since the beginning. I did it without the ridiculous gimmicks or pretentious pretending. I was taught the sky is the limit by way of Finkel and Plymouth, but my only limit is sticking my dick in a chick with a blemish. I speak from a frequency that was meant to uplift the antennas. I sing with the intention to riff with the tennis. My gift is tremendous. I didn't get rich and forget the incentive. I'm never buying into religion or soliciting sinners, my nigga. We attribute the original way we articulate through Brixiate, zipped up on 18-wheelers on interstates. We distribute weight, then matriculate into real estate. Then we assimilate, powder Dylanate, probably still a hate. Me and M came through, did the original Renegade. Gave that shit to Jade and spit a gem on stage at Dilla Day. Used to rock the Byzantine, mix a rock with the grenadine. Euthanized the blocks where the Senate ain't tend to intervene. Snitching is a sentence, mixing your linen and denim jeans. Growing up, blowing up was a long shot like drone shots of limousines. In between Greyhounds and Jim McLean. Dome shot a cop with a stray round like Slim and Queen. It's about time we invest in our mental status. I write rhymes for Anunnaki slave ancestors on emerald tablets. Today we raging on Vegas stages with bass guitars. Yesterday was agents chasing us, aprons and mason jars. Planets in line in orbit. My mind absorbs it, defined as orifice. Therefore my soul can glow in divine proportions. You niggas snitching, you need to stop your beefing. Cops crooked wearing swastikas, attending Nazi meetings. Liberace nickel, rock gems, Timbs, and Hirachi sneakers. The cane made me able to drop the deacon and go off the deep end. Y'all so weak, I forgot the weekend. Philosophical syllable seamstress speaking in a biblical Fibonacci sequence. When that bar drops, you feel your life pass you by from your far side. I got more poppin' bros than DeBarge got. I suppose I can pose art like a bar top. Chart high, especially now that I'm stepping out of that economic apartheid. They left us out of the archives. I'm definitely probably a mark guy. My weapon's out and I'm wetting y'all like I'm weapon out of a shark's eye. Stepping out of a hard top on a 7 mile and no park guy. Where several bodies get hog-tied and left inside of the chalk lines. 10 toes standing on granite floors of Mosana porch. Hoes snorting Xanax, Roseanne endorse a Gauguin of sorts. Culture vultures know I won't stand for shit I can't enforce. Labels know my name ain't on paper, a dough I can't endorse. Corday, you know you'll always be my little man, of course. Don't let Atlantic destroy your standards playing mechanic horse. Pass the torch and walk away, a hammer throw in my hands of force. Slap Michael Rappaport across the face at the Gansevoort like... That's for me. Drop Alonzo Ball corpse off on Nas Porch, dog. That's for the blasphemy. No apathy inside the mind of white supremacists with cognitive dissonance. Most compromised position for blacks to be. They cast stones and sticks as the rap thrown, the drip and the coin flips. And well, all you gonna get back is a splash from me. I rap ridiculous, craft ubiquitous. I have you niggas swimming with a bass and the fishes is axe vicious. Yeah, I piss off the critics. I'm Master P. The heavy metal was always strapped to me before there was ever a yellow rapper beef. Throwing choppers and run-bys, unloaded them out of Hyundais. Loaded shopping in Mumbai, that's my modus operandi. My portfolio expands, income from the slick sands. While the FBI trying to give the M1 to the stick man. Spit them bragging bars, grab your balls, that's a speech from all. They told us money talks, ain't tell us wealth don't speak at all. You a fan of ours or you not a fan of art? I'm a dog ballin' for Los Angeles broads, my cannon bark, jam and spark. And it talk, skip, hold up, skip. Man, this bitch sounding like Shannon Sharp. Don't get your soul thrown to the deacon by way of this weekend's news. For violating the dude like me for publicity and views. Shorty don't get this 40 in this Colt 45 misconstrued. Cause you new school dudes got Billy D confused. I'd rather watch Floyd May flash at a Gucci store date than work for an asshole who get mad at me asking for a raise. Cop a new cotton picking Aston and grade just for the slaves. You niggas current, nigga was born and raised to destroy a wave. Rather get these youngins direction instead of ignore their ways. Plant trees so all my advancees can enjoy the shade. 60-40 ventures while trying to make 60-40 ways. Pay 40K just for the J's before the yays. Glass door attached to a castle, exquisite foyer. Side door trap through the silver screen, Sidney Portier. Flash gold on stage, stone face just for the spades. Paid 50K for the stone flakes, just 40 days. Back when in 1990 West met the shiny vest, I had Tommy S trying to sign me next. Mozzie Money Lex, dry snitching, y'all probably finding wet. Tell your A&R, NPR that y'all ain't shit without your tiny desk.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Why y'all chasing me down for?
What happened?
Projects. Can I get another unit? 5-4 number. Come on,
Go get my cousin.
Alright.
Go get my cousin.
Where's the gun at? I felt it in there.
Sir, can you put your hands back?
No, put my man, y'all good, bro. I'm a military veteran.
Why did y'all stop us?
Yes, it's right there. I just pulled it out to you, bro.
What is the problem?
I'm doing it to you, bro. Like, y'all tripping.
Hold on, let me.
Bro, I'm a honorable discharged military veteran, bro.
What's that, sucker?
Just get it.
For no reason. Y'all stopped us for no reason.
Back up.
Yo, can you go to
It's
my
no
car?
reason why y'all doing this.
Back up now. You're.
Back your butt up, man.
I am backing up.
Is it loaded? I just don't want you to. Alright.
Hey, get my license.
Hold on.
Where's that?
Where's your permit to carry? I have your license.
Take my left pocket, left pocket. Y'all good, I promise y'all good. Y'all not in bad character.
I guess if you had
Where's your license? I thought you said you had a permit to
To the
carry.
left, to the left pocket. Oh, y'all broke it. It's right there.
Okay. No problem. In Florida, though, right?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Right,
We don't
so
reciprocate
that's
with Florida.
We don't reciprocate, sorry.
Get up. Get the fuck up.
What is...
Good. All right. Here.
Get my card, my red card.
Back up.
Give me,
Back up. Yes, you slow down. I'm sorry. You don't reciprocate with Florida, huh?
This is crazy. They stopped us for no reason. What the fuck is going on? Like, all this for what? What is y'all doing? What is going on?
Stay back here.
Why? What is all this for? Look at all this. This is crazy. Look at all this shit. What is y'all doing this for? Wow, this is crazy, yo.
Step back. Knock it off.
Look at this. This is insane. Wow, this is crazy. For what? What did we do? This is insane. Look at this shit. He's a Navy veteran. Like, this is crazy. This don't make no sense. Look at all these cops in here. This is insane. Wow. This is crazy. All these police officers for what?
Stop trying to get around me.
I'm not going nowhere. I'm just recording.
Yes, do you have his cell phone number? Do you need his phone number? Like, do you need it? Does he need your number? Does he know it?
Yeah, he got it.
He knows by heart, or do you want me
Let
to
me write it down.
All right.
This is insane. Look at this shit, yo.
Here.
All these cops for what? What was? Why did you stop us? What
Here,
happened?
do you want to write it down? Or do you want to tell me?
No, it's fine. This is crazy. This is crazy.
Yeah, we'll go on.
They stopped us for no reason. All this for what? This is crazy. Look at all these cop cars. Like somebody got shot.
The guy had a gun on him. Yeah, there was a gun.
He's a Navy vet. He had his license to carry. They broke it. He's a Navy vet. He got a permit to carry. They broke his stuff. It's on camera. He got his license to carry.
Burglary alarm 2237 violent pen property. You're good right there, ma'am. You're good right there.
This is crazy. This is insane.
See, this is a part of the indoctrination, bro, that's ruining y'all mind, bro. Like, quit saying this shit, bro. Quit saying that every humanoid species on planet Earth originated in Africa. No, it didn't, dude. Bro, you've been trained to think like that, bro. This world is very old, bro. Do you not know at one time all of the land masses were one land mass? And it wasn't called Africa? Africa is the name. That's another problem. You showing that you don't even know the name of that continent. It wasn't Africa. The name of that continent was Ethiopia. The sea right beside it was the Ethiopian Sea. Look it up, man. Do the research. Stop talking about everything came from Africa when we got completely different flora and fauna over here in the Americas. The people are completely different. Nothing like Africans. Nothing like Africans. We don't do nothing like them, dude. The only thing, let me tell you something. Somebody made a good point when they brought up the difference between Koreans and the Chinese and the Japanese, right? All Asian people, right? But different, right? The same thing with us, homie. Like, we all melanated people, bro, but we not the same, bro. Them folks is different, man. Y'all keep saying it originated. If we originated from them, then we would have some semblance of their culture, of the way they look. They look different. Y'all don't see the difference. All y'all see is black skin. Oh, that's a black man. He look like a black man. I got a homeboy around the street. He owns a dealership as well. He's an African, a real African, come from Africa, right? Man, you look at this man. As soon as you look at this man, first thing you say, oh, that's an African. If I take you to Atlanta right now, take you to the east side of Atlanta, where a lot of Somalians and Ethiopians live, when you see them people, the first thing you think of is, oh, them folk from Africa. Now, if I take you to the west side of Chicago, and you looking at black people, you look at the black people in the west side of Chicago, you ain't gonna say, oh, them Africans. You ain't gonna say that, because they don't look like Africans. This is just the misnomer y'all keep saying. So everything don't come from Africa. Out of Africa is a theory, guys. You need to research, you need to define what a theory is. A theory is not scientific fact. It's a theory that somebody proposed. And that theory came from a white guy who said that we came from monkeys. And the monkeys came from Africa. I'm going to let y'all have this shit. I'm going to let y'all have it.
So recently I've been working on this app, Endless Paper, and what's cool about this app is that it's just one giant piece of paper that never ends, so I can just continue drawing for as long as I want. Now, I made a video a few days ago where basically I was zooming out and we made it all the way to right here, just this orb, and since then I've decided to expand it a lot further. So this orb turned into a snow globe that's on this bookshelf that's in this person's office, that's in the window of this house that's on an island, that's in this giant ocean that's on the Earth, and we got a satellite right here, we have the moon, and then you pass by Mars, Jupiter, Saturn. These all still need to be drawn in more, but it's in the solar system, that's in this giant galaxy, around a bunch of other galaxies, that's in this teardrop that's coming out of this ogre here, and this is as far as we've gotten. I've decided to add color, but you know, we are far from over, so stay tuned for more updates. So recently I've been working on this app, Endless Paper, and what's cool about this app is that it's just one giant piece of paper that never ends, so I can just continue drawing for as long as I want. Now, I made a video a few days ago where basically I was zooming out and we made it all the way to right here, just this orb, and since then I've decided to expand it a lot further. So this orb turned into a snow globe that's on this bookshelf that's in this person's office, that's in the window of this house that's on an island, that's in this giant ocean that's on the Earth, and we got a satellite right here, we have the moon, and then you pass by Mars, Jupiter, Saturn. These all still need to be drawn in more, but it's in the solar system, that's in this giant galaxy, around a bunch of other galaxies, that's in this teardrop that's coming out of this ogre here, and this is as far as we've gotten. I've decided to add color, but you know, we are far from over, so stay tuned for more updates.
A massive crack in the ground that's estimated to be up to 50 feet deep has opened up in Kenya seemingly overnight. The crack stretches along Kenya's Great Rift Valley, and many scientists believe it could end up splitting the continent apart. Deborah Pata is tracking developments from Johannesburg, South Africa.
Imagine waking up one morning to find a massive crack running through your home. That's what happened to Elliot in Njuguna, forced to dismantle his house by hand before it was lost to the earth below. He lives in Mai Mahiu, part of the Great Rift Valley in Kenya, a region that has already provided a treasure trove of some of the most important archaeological finds in history. And this latest discovery is so significant, scientists predict it will be the fault line along which history is made once again as Africa splits into two continents.
Pretty good guess why. Have you ever eaten ramen noodles? Exactly. Here's the deal. New research from the Mayo Clinic is showing that it can increase the risk for metabolic syndrome, especially for women. And that can mean increased risk for heart problems, stroke, and diabetes. But researchers say it's not just ramen. Any instant noodle products could be putting you in danger if you're eating them more than twice a week. So why are women affected the most? Probably because of BPA that's found in the packaging, which is known to mess with those estrogen levels. And a flashback for you tonight from our newscast back in 2012, and a look at what exactly happens once ramen noodles make it into your stomach. And it's all thanks to a camera swallowed like a pill. You can see the stomach contracting back and forth, trying to grind up those noodles.
Striking thing about our experiment, when you look at a time interval, 1 hour or 2 hours, we noticed that processed ramen noodles were less broken down than homemade ramen noodles.
And take a closer look. You can clearly see the difference between 20 minutes and 2 hours of digestion. This one study couldn't conclude that processed ramen is harmful. In fact, the study was too small to be conclusive about anything. So at last check, more research was.
So you worshiping me. So you worshiping me. You have to take me a video like I'm a celebrity. But you have other stupid mothers. You're black American. You're trash. I'm from Kenya, Africa. My mother told me in Kenya, don't ever associate black American. You're trash. Lose your esteem.
Aqui, ó. Aqui é onde eu tomei injeção, ó. Olha aqui, ó. Injeção não, vacina, né? Ó. Aqui, ó. Ó. Meu braço como é que ficou? Ó. Testando pra pegar. Ó.
Eles já trouxeram fatos em contexto da realidade que tem nós desejado.
Ó. Vou sair, ó.
NFL really stands for niggas for lease. They used to sell slaves, now they lease them.
Yes.
And nigga meaning ignorant, not race. Because every one of your color is not of your kind, and every one of your kind is not of your color.
Yeah.
Right? And so we're not fighting a war on black versus white. We fighting a war versus darkness versus light. Wrong versus right kind of thing. And so when we lift the veil on the things that's really going on that keeps us separated, because community really is, come on, let's unify. But we don't live in communities anymore. Right. We don't have like that village mentality I was talking about earlier, because we live in neighborhoods. And so what I do with the hood, I put it over your head to hide the truth on what's really going on.
Come on,
you know what I mean? When you really take the hood off, you can have a overstanding and an understanding of who you are, and then not being in bondage if you don't make it to the league. Like you feel like you empty if you're not on television. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at.
They wanna be a nigga. Don't nobody wanna be a nigga. And white women do the fucking most, grab their purses close when they see a nigga. White dudes wanna be black guys, gonna get black eyes calling me a nigga. I graduated as a RN, not no fucking nurse, I'm talking real nigga. See, y'all women just a little thicker, and they booties is a little bigger. She ain't fuck you good and fix your ass a meal, then you won't fuck it with no real sister. You know she got it, melanin poppin', that mean that chocolate a little richer. Hop up on top it, then she gon' ride it, had your ass hollering like Lil Richard. Fuck around, had you some Lil Chillin', some beautiful black little babies. Be happy they made it, cause they tried to wipe us out with that crack in the 80s. But now we are rising, they see us shining, happy we actually made it. So now when we pick the best cottons, I promise we ain't going back to slavery.
And the English, for the most part, is black magic. Information. They give us all the information.
Well, break it into 2 syllables. Information. I'm going to put you in formation. You're going to follow me by the information I give you.
That's deep.
That's the magic that they use, right? They use the English language. Politician, magician. You ever thought about that? Politicians are basically magicians with words. Word sorcery.
In words, if you put a S before it, is sword.
Sword. Cellular phone. Cellular connection. Cellular, our cells connecting. Transhumanism. It's all right in front of us, and they know it.
You get put in prison, you get put in a cell, and you're charged. You charge a cell.
Words have so much power because they have a lot of frequency in them. I mean, read the Bible. Yes, you may not be Christian, you may not be religious, but God said, let there be light, and there was light. He said a word, and it turned on.
It's cryptic, hidden. Cryptic, hidden.
So, crypt. What is a crypt? It's a tomb.
Tomb, yeah.
Tomb, okay. So I'm going to go back to this. In 1666, what did they deem everyone to be? Dead at sea. The fire of 1666 in London, everyone was deemed to be dead at sea. Dead man. Currency. Dead at sea. Currency. We run on what they call maritime law or admiralty law. Citizenship. And crypto is what? Cryptic money. Cryptocurrency. Dead man's currency. Go look up what the definition of persons is in Black's law. Person actually stands for corporation. All of your mail that comes from banks comes with your names in capital letters because it's corporate law. You're considered to be a what? A corporation, which is a corporation, dead or alive.
Corp.
Dead. Corp. Yes, it's a corp. And the only reason governments can go into debt is because, why? Well, because they are pulling bonds on all of the dead people.
Mortgage means death pledge. Mort is death. In Black law, human is monster. And
monster.
That's why you got monster, so you could get your job for your corporation to pay the taxes.
We live in the biggest Ponzi scheme I have ever experienced in my life.
BTC, if you add that up with numbers, TC equals 32. It equals 322, which is a secret society number. That goes back to the Pirates of the Caribbean because it goes back to the whole water thing and the currency. Everything in finance is maritime law and based off water. You have a riverbank, and that's why you have a bank. You got cash flow, you got liquid assets. If you're in debt, you're underwater. So XRP, it's named Ripple. That's a water, and it's a bridge currency. So it's a bridge that...
NATO had to scramble fighter jets this week. What more can you tell us about that?
Well, we've all just in the press corps a short time ago received a statement from NATO's Allied Air Command that was a bit surprising. They said that since Tuesday, they have had to scramble fighter jets multiple times, both over the Baltic and the Black Sea region, because of unidentified aircraft approaching. Now, these unidentified aircraft, they say, are Russians, and the typical Russian aircraft profile is to not announce themselves, not to signal with any transponders, just to fly with no flight plan. And what NATO says, and I want to get it exactly right for everybody, that since Tuesday they've scrambled fighter jets from Poland, Denmark, France, Spain, Romania, and the UK.
Вот бортовой номер. Что творят, да?
In a statement, Beijing's foreign ministry said, and I'm quoting here, China expresses strong dissatisfaction and protests against the use of force by the United States to attack unmanned civilian airship, further saying that it would reserve the right to make further necessary responses.
Successfully took it down.
and I want to compliment our aviators who did it, and we'll have more to report on this a little later.
This is what happened when I dropped the N-bomb at the Boosie concert.
Fuck no!
Look at, I told you. Did I not tell you? Did I not tell you? Look at, okay. That is fucking crazy. Bro.
It's real simple. I'm going to tell you why. Because no attorney is putting liens on these officers' bonds. They ain't going after the bonds. That's why. You go after the bonds, they can't be officers no more. It becomes a trend. These bonds, these attorneys start putting liens on these officers' bonds, because what people don't realize is that officers are bonded. They take an oath, so they're bonded and they're insured. You can go put liens on their fucking bonds. You don't fucking argue with these more. Yes, they royally fucked up. You know what I'm saying? They royally fucked up. But at the same time, you know, it ain't no but. They fucked up and they deserve their motherfucking bonds to be liened. And they need to make it astronomical. Yes. They got to satisfy the lien, and the price got to be astro-fucking-nomical. These liens start getting put on these officers statewide and start being a trend. You talk about an act right. Shh. You talk about an act right. An act right that is, man, you'll see a change quick, because when you start hitting their pockets, oh man, lawsuits ain't good enough, because that's what the insurance is for. These federal lawsuits and all, because they're bonded and insured. That's what I'm saying. It's counterproductive. The lawsuit is counterproductive. You win by putting a lien on a motherfucking ass. That's where you win at. That's what they're bonded insurance for situations like this, so the insurance will go ahead and pay for it. Whether it goes to state law or federal law, it don't matter. That's what the bonds is for. So you put a lien on that shit, they fucked up. They all the way fucked. That's some real game right there. Take that. That's the why they keep going.
Driving while black in Costa Mesa, California.
You're not gonna tell me you have the right to search the car when you don't.
I'll show you.
When you don't have the right to search the car.
Okay, all right. You're a legal lawyer, aren't you?
Nah.
Yeah.
I studied at the #1 public university, though.
What? Prison?
Berkeley. Prison. Look at you, racist.
No, I'm not
Just
racist.
I went to Berkeley. I still go to Berkeley.
Congratulations.
You feel me? So you can't treat me like I'm some type of dipshit that don't know his rights.
I'm not treating
you don't treat me like, well, you try to belittle me, man. You try to tell me you know my rights. You try to tell me you know my rights for me.
Okay.
I know my rights, sir.
Listen, let me tell you one thing, and then you can research it, okay?
I don't
When somebody doesn't have ID, law enforcement has a right to search a vehicle.
No, they don't.
Yes. Okay, well, look it up. Just look it up.
Nope.
Okay, well, then don't.
Because you would have searched the car already if you did. Call your captain. Call your boss. You have a boss, right?
I am
Call
the
your
boss.
No, you don't. No, you're not. You got a boss.
Okay.
You answer
Everybody
to
has a boss.
I don't.
Yeah, you do.
My only boss is Allah.
That's absolutely.
I pray to my God. That's my only boss.
Well, that's your boss.
I don't work for another man like you.
Well, that's
though.
your boss, right?
You feel me? Yeah, that's my boss.
That's everybody's, right?
Yeah, but my boss isn't a man.
All right. All right, just sit tight for a minute, all right?
I got you.
What's going on? OC. Oh! Open your eyes. Open your eyes. Begin. Open your eyes.
Ah, fuck! Shit!
Open your eyes. Come on, open your eyes. Go.
Oh!
Come on.
God damn! What the fuck did I sign up for? Get your...
Mark one take down. Mark one take down.
Come here.
Mark one take down. Mark one take down. Reset. Mark one take down. Reset. Mark one take down. Mark one take down.
All right, come on.
Mark one take
Stop
down.
moving. Bingo, get out. Get out. All right, one man.
You supposed to talk to
Get out.
Mark 3 take down. Mark 3.
Hip lock, bang, come here. Get down. Get back. Where you at? Get back. Hold on, get back. OC.
Mark 2 baton. Mark 2 baton. Mark 2 baton. Right here. Right here.
Shit.
Mark 2. Keep your eyes open.
Shit. Shit. Fuck. God damn.
Johnson right here. Johnson right here. This way.
Put your goddamn weapon down. Turn the fuck away from me. Get on your goddamn stomach.
Keep going.
Cross your legs. Put your hands in the small of your goddamn bag. All right.
Keep going.
Battle buddy, you got me.
I got you. Go.
All right.
Go.
Well, the goddamn, get the hell away. Bag and tag.
Keep going. What are you gonna do? Call it up.
Yo, dispatch. This private first class Johnson adjacent to the goddamn Garland classroom. Oh shit!
Get up.
I'm over by the Garland classroom.
Get up. You good? Get up. Come on. Follow me.
And to clear the air, okay? I didn't know nothing called African American until I came to America. Before that, we were in Egypt, okay? When we were in Egypt, when we did our papers and we was about to come to America, yes, they take you through sessions of understanding America and American life and the inhabitants of America, okay? Back home, we just know the Red Indians. Okay? And then we know the white people of America. That's it. 2 races, okay? But when you're going through the sessions of coming to America, especially from Egypt, they tell you later on, they put you in a room and you have to watch a video and then they introduce you the African American race, okay? Don't come blaming us Africans for how they portray you guys, okay? As soon as you learn about African American race, at the same time you learn about 911, okay? This is a white man. This is how they train people who come to America. That's when you're shocked about this unknown race that they talked about. But they don't tell people, oh, these are from slaves, slavery, all that stuff, okay? They just tell you, these people, they show people videos. Be mad at the white man. Any African can tell you when you're going through process of coming to America, they show you a video. They show you a video of a black man with a white t-shirt, blue jeans, walking around the neighborhood. And as soon as the black man keep walking, maybe the 3rd time, then you call 911 and a white officer will come through. Okay? Because then they show you these people, they steal, drug dealers, they kill each other, blah, blah, blah. So this like a warning, okay? They warn people about this race that you're about to come and encounter in America, okay? But besides that, nobody knows about the African American race, okay? Furthermore, when you start going to school here, then Kunta Kinte, history, and stuff like that, then you learn about the slavery, okay? Before that, no such thing as African American existed, okay? So African American is it's a group of people that has been kept very hidden in America, okay, by the white men, by the slave owners. They kept that very hidden, and they introduced you guys very vicious, okay? Drug dealers, killing each other, gang banging, all this stuff. They're not supposed to be trusted. They walk around your house. The 3rd time, call the police, and then the police come, and then the police will handcuff the black guy. And that's how they introduce you guys to us, okay? But some of us, we know the difference and stuff. And then later on, you start to learn. You start to learn what really happened, okay? And that's what happened. What the hell? We don't know any of that stuff. We know the Red Indians and we know white Europeans in America.
We tried to figure out how much charge the body takes in when you touch the earth. What happens is the body saturates with electrons practically instantaneously. It's so fast that you can't measure it. So electrons from the Earth enter the body right away, and they coat the red blood cells so that the cells repel each other. And then they can't clump, and the blood viscosity goes down. It's easier for the heart to pump the blood pressure goes down. All kinds of cardiovascular issues, they go away.
Yeah, Indians, niggas, safety.
Yup. Wild Indian, yeah.
Hey V, line them up.
I'm a wild Indian, you know I go crazy. He ain't really Indian, that boy fugazi. I just keep it player, you can never play me. You got an ass so fat, girl, let's make a baby. And another one. Then I'm back to the trap, I'm trying to double some. She a bad woke chick and I love her tongue. We some jurisdiction boys, we some one-on-ones. Look, don't compare me to no Martin dog, I'm like Malcolm X. Die by our freedom, we'll leave a crack and stretch. Round of applause, boy, you know we clapping text. Chucky dog, child's play, yeah, nigga, that's what's next. Open up the cans just like Arizona. Pull up mad stuff like we got the Rona. We set up jurisdictions when we buy the corner. How you claiming that's your hood and you not the owner? B2B, I just pulled up in the need for speed. Free the land, tell the colonizers that they need to leave. Wild Indian up in my veins, you know how we bleed. You ain't gotta lie about who we is, dog, just keep it G. We at war, we can't keep the peace. Since we at war, gotta keep the peace. Whack a cone, then I meditate. Should I need to breathe? Keep a Olmec head when we slide, dog, cause we the shit.
Like my niggas said, bitch, we the sheep. I can't keep the peace. If it pop off, then I want a piece. I'm just on release. I'm in go mode, motherfuck the thief. In these streets like EBT, when we at war, make peace with me. I don't give a damn, understand. Fuck who stole this land, white or black or tan. Understand, it's fuck who stole this land. Might have seen me get little buddy these hands. He wasn't no abo man. A lot of these dudes is Sambo man. They full of shit like my ammo can. What they call an N-word out the wrong mouth, that's an ambulance. Wild Indian, get it in advance, or you can post date it. Ask around, I'm the most hated. Straight sacred, they stole acreage. No ape shit, show ain't shit. It won't be televised, I don't tape shit.
B2B, I just pulled up in the need for speed. Free the land, tell the colonizers that they need to leave. Wild Indian up in my veins, you know how we bleed. You ain't gotta lie about who we is, dog, just keep it G. We at war, we can't keep the peace. Since we at war, gotta keep the peace. Whack a cone, then I meditate. Should I need to breathe? Keep a Olmec head when we slide, dog, cause we the sheep.
Lil bro. Lil bro done pulled up. Yeah. Yeah, man. What up, boy? What's up, my boy? Come on, man. Let's. Hey.